This is the story of Ashura and Abdullah. Ashura and Abdullah were together for over 40 years and were devout Muslims. They were both smokers and drinkers and were amongst the very poorest of the people who lived in Tabora. When Familia Moja Ititemia first met them about 4 years ago, they were both diagnosed with heart failure. They could not afford the treatment. They never had any children and so had no one to turn to in their old age. But Familia Moja, which means one family, were able to support them with monthly basic foods and the medical treatment they required. Abdullah and Ashura had never owned a house of their own. When the house that they had borrowed collapsed last year due to the heavy rains, they were left homeless. After this tragedy, Familia Moja Ititemia stepped in. The pair of them were rehomed in a 2-bedroom retirement cottage that we had built next to the Familia Moja offices. And for the first time in their lives, Ashura and Abdullah were able to sleep in a regular bed with a proper mattress for the first time. Following a stroke last year, Ashura could hardly walk and was doubly incontinent. And when her husband Abdullah died 3 months ago, it became very clear just how very ill Ashura was. She was certainly not capable of looking after herself. At this point, Familia Moja put in a team who would go into the house on a daily basis, do all the cleaning, washing and cooking, and make sure that Ashura had all she needed to survive. Familia Moja Ititemia does not evangelize and will look after anyone who is in need regardless of their faith. But the care that Familia Moja gave speaks volumes about the love of Jesus. And interestingly, Ashura recently became a Christian through a local church and gave up drinking alcohol. Ashura was not able to go to church much because of her ill health, but when she was asked whether she would like to be buried as a Christian or a Muslim as she had been brought up, Ashura said, if the church was not happy to bury her, then Jesus himself would bury her. Ashura died at the beginning of February 2023 and is now with her Lord. Familia Moja were her family, and as such they were there to organise her funeral and to be at her graveside when she was buried. This is the love of Jesus expressed in this organisation.